this is a scene that we reshot and then ended up going with what we shot originally, which I know is rare, but we did that because this got a little too. It's cool, but I think in the other one it's a little just more of a scare, and we wanted more of a scare than a moment of peril. We ended up taking this scene out of the movie just to kind of move the movie along in that section. We wanted to get him on the roof a little faster, and this kind of slowed us down. And we were hoping everybody sort of realized that they boarded up the mall, because they did talk about it.
Hey.
This is a scene we ended up taking out of the movie because it got a little self-indulgent. Got a little bit. We were a little light on zombies on the day we needed to also do this, and it just ended up getting a little clumsy. And you can see it's between a sequence where they've just come to the roof and before they find Andy, and when they're kind of looking at the zombies. And zombies, the longer you look at them, the worse they are. So you kind of want to avoid just staring at them like that when you can. Well, sometimes that works. But in this case, it also just tightened up the whole sequence to have that out.
This place was important to them.
And the jerking off line though it is one of my favorite lines, we kind of played Terry differently than he was in the script, and so the jerking off line came across a little different.
So if that was you down there, Terry, you'd be jerking off.
Probably. Yeah.
This is a sequence we ended up cutting out of the movie because for a bunch of reasons. For one reason, which is the reason I felt like it should come out, is because I think the bloated woman is so powerful, and she's a great image, and to go to her right after, you feel like they're safe, and then you reveal the bloated woman, there's something wrong with it. And also the movie gets a little buddy picture right here. These guys are having their little banter, and it's all about like, oh, open the gate, and they're great, and don't get me wrong, I love them, but this sequence just got a little...
It seemed like tonally inconsistent.
Yeah.
It was like kind of part Pulp Fiction, part Lethal Weapon. It was just sort of different movie.
It was a different movie, but again,
but they sold it.
They did. They're good, and there's no two ways about it. But it just ended up being to me like a clumsy part of the movie. It kind of was tacked on.
Yeah.
It seemed like a thing on paper we needed right here, but you ended up not needing it.
By the way, it was the thing that on paper seemed like we needed right here, and then we didn't. I remember we were like,
yeah,
we gotta have there's gotta be a scare in here somewhere.
Yeah, like a fight and a scare.
Just crazy.
See, that's a Pulp Fiction moment right there. And then reveal. Look at these arms, and the arms were always.
Yeah, we didn't have any stunt people at this point.
These were just extras. See them sticking their arms through there. That was awesome.
And catering.
And then it kind of revealed these guys this way, which It would
have been nice to have had a thing, but it kind of worked out much better to go right to the
right here. To this, yeah. This scene we ended up taking out of the movie just because we ended up turning the sequence into a sort of a montage anyway, with the Richard Cheese song, and so this sequence fell into that world of the living in the mall. And it also, we wanted to have some of these bits in here, with them talking about life outside the mall. The fact that everyone's dead and, there's no news, but she's reading a news magazine.
It's sort of the least subtle irony we have in the movie. It very much was I think, an effort for Sarah to further her left-wing
policies,
her communist Canadian agenda.
But it's great though, because she really does get it across.
She does. She takes a shot at, and she was she takes a shot at Angelina Jolie, and then she realizes that she's basically she has the same social consciousness and testifies in front of the Canadian Parliament. She sort of she realized that she was the same animal.
And she was like, how unself-aware am I?
Yeah,
and then she goes to me, she goes, you got to put that in the movie.
Yeah, she liked it so much, you got to put it in. That's right.
Last year in the United States. Obesity. Yeah.
And then it created this running gag with Terry making bad coffee. It carried over for a while.
Yeah, it was resonating through the whole movie.
Crazy. Another reason why this is cut was that it's 2 minutes and 34 seconds long. I don't even think we tested this.
No, we didn't.
Underage workers.
But it is fun.
Yeah.
Like China, right?
Yeah, Indonesia.
Well, I guess they have little hands, right? It kind of makes sense. They can, like, stitch and stuff.
Little stitches, yeah.
So and so and so.
Stones are coming to town.
Stones. Nice.
Yeah.
We should get tickets.
Yeah, I'm absolutely sure that they will still come. Oh, here's good. Angelina Jolie spoke to Congress on refugee issues. Somehow that's still crazy.
Yeah. You know what? She's hot. She can do whatever she wants.
Thanks, Terry.
No problem.
It's good talking to you.
You too.
Bye.
Don't spill.
This was a scene we took out of the movie because it's, they're basically talking about something that we, as the audience, I think, instinctively understand and know. And it's so sort of self-aware that it doesn't really work. I mean, it is a nice moment for Jake and Sarah's characters to kind of get to know each other, but we also felt like in the end that it just slowed the movie down where it didn't need to be.
Yeah, it really was. It just plays much better going from that crazy shit on the roof to downstairs, down to hallowed grounds.
Yep.
Though
there is this moment
not a
right
bad
there that
scene.
I like.
Yeah, I always liked the scene.
How about you, Tucker?
Graceland, I guess.
This is a sequence that just got trimmed down because we felt like the most powerful part of this whole sequence was where Jake's character reveals that he was a father. And the fastest way to get to that was, of course, getting to the fact that he had failed at being a husband. The rest of this stuff about him having the hundreds of jobs and also Steve Marcus's, Ty Burrell's quips are fun and funny, and Kim's as well. It's just, in the end, it just slows the movie down to a screeching halt. It starts to go in reverse, back over us, killing us mercilessly. But it was fun to shoot. Because look at them all.
This will be in the TV version. And we have to make up for all the shit we got to cut to make the TV.
To get the length.
I thought you worked at Best Buy.
I did, but before that, I drove a beer truck.
And I also shot this scene in a totally different style than the rest of the movie. It's like Long Lindsay, which I thought was kind of funny. Because I kind of wanted it to feel like, one of those sequences where people are sitting around a table talking, and you always see that kind of long lens candles out of focus in the foreground.
I drove a snow plow. I fixed copiers.
How many jobs do you have?
That hand in the foreground was Glenn about to play the organ.
That's right.
Which was a whole bit we had, but we took it out.
Why?
I don't know, it just kind of worked out that way.
Андрей, мне так плохо.
This sequence we took out of the movie because basically what happens is we reveal what's happened to Ina's character, Luda.
She's been turning.
Yeah, after the lights go out. And this kind of ended up stepping on the toes of that a little bit and kind of let you know she was getting sicker and sicker, where it was fun to kind of just find her in a bad state. And it was a little on the nose.
No, don't say that.
Like, we never should have kept the baby.
No, baby. Okay, it's gonna be all right. Just go.
She did a great job, though. They both did.
Yeah. Yeah, it was never cut because of performance or anything like that, or the way it was shot.
This is just more of that. When we were shooting that sequence with the Cosmo, we just ended up picking up some more of these little bits, and we kind of made this up on the day.
The string says it's on the account of men not wanting to lose.
Actually, this was the scene that was in the movie, and the scene that we made up was the scene that actually ended up being in the movie. This scene we kind of That was the written scene. And then the scene that we improvised was the top 3 successful relationships. Something that we made up on the day. But that part's in the movie right there, a little gambling.
See?
This is Ben Cozine's car. We took it out because Josh had the
Josh
idea
Bratman.
of just going straight from this. There's nothing wrong with that dog. He's just fucked up. Putting it here because we love that line. Putting it there and have the zombie come right out of the kind of relief of the dog.
It worked well.
It worked great, but I mean, we always did love this car, and we loved Michael Berry loving this car. It was just
and
fun.
claiming it, which is
And
cool.
claiming
Like,
it,
This is
right.
my car. Like, what are you
I
gonna do
call
with
it, it's mine. And then the dog just starts barking at him. Look at him. He doesn't like that. And yeah, so it just came out just for the scare. Really, that's why it came out.
What's wrong, boy?
Nothing's wrong. That dog's just fucked up.
Great line.